Welcome back to the $1 Million Masterclass, and I'm your instructor, Cameron E. White. Today, we'll talk about something that stops most people before they even start in life, and especially in entrepreneurship: the fear of failure, the fear of taking risks, the fear of judgment, the fear of losing it all. The fear of judgment is probably the number one. What we think people are going to think stops us the most. What we believe someone else is going to feel about what we're doing, what we're putting out, what we're promoting, what we're offering, right? Our ideas, what we think other people are going to think or feel about our opinions or our ideas or our strategies will stop us the most. See, fear was not built to stop you. Fear was actually built to build you. Fear is not meant to be an obstacle. It's actually meant to be a moment for you to persevere, for you to push through. Success is not all about the wins and the golds and the successes. There will be a lot of failure in your success. There will be a lot of failure in your entrepreneurship journey. There will be a lot of failure during this process of entrepreneurship. But it's not that you failed. It literally is what you do when you fail. I always say that. Y'all can probably find a million videos of me saying it's not that you failed, it's what you do when you fail. You can probably find a million conversations of me talking to other people, and I'll say it's not that you failed, it's not what you did, it's not this situation, it's what are you gonna do now? Right? When things happen, they've already happened. But what makes a successful entrepreneur is how they react. What do they do when failure comes? Because you will fail, quite frankly. See, I'll tell you some funny characteristics about myself. Well, old characteristics, some characteristics that I had to break out of in order to grow. I had to break out of these characteristics in order to start growing, right? And one of them is that I used to protect myself from the fear of failing. If I felt like I wasn't going to do good at something, if I felt like I wasn't going to get the A, if I felt like I wasn't going to get all the applauses at the end, I would not indulge in it. I would keep myself away from things that I felt like I was not good enough at. I would keep myself away from things that would bring me fear. And it took this moment in my career for me to start breaking out of that shell. See, fear isn't going to get you anywhere, guys. Fear is going to keep you depressed. Fear is going to keep you down. Fears are going to keep your ideas right at the house. Fear is not going to allow you to grow. Fear isn't going to make you any money. Fear is not going to get you $1 million business or $1 million bank account. Fear isn't going to bring you $1 million family. Fear just isn't going to do it. Fear is going to keep you down, depressed, boxed in, thinking that you're not good enough. Fear is really a mental state. Fear is a mental state. It's a mentality that you must break out of in order to grow. You must break out of it in order to grow. You know, I'm notorious for interacting. If you're at home or if you're right here, you know what I'm about to say. Take out something and I want you to write it down. You're already thinking about it. I know you are. If you're watching this video from wherever, you're already thinking about it. I know you are. You're thinking about something that you're scared of, something that you're fearful of, right? Right now, you are thinking about something that really scares you. Write it down. Something that you were scared to do. Just write it down. And then we'll come back to it. By the end of this episode, I would like for you to write down your actionable steps and tell me how we're going to overcome that fear. It's just a mentality, guys. Fear is a mentality. This may be really cliche. I don't know. But I want you guys to feel me and understand me, because this is something that's really personal to me. I would be very fearful of my ideas. And a lot of times I may not seem like it, but I'm always fear. And let me say something. Fear aligns with anxiety. I'm always telling you guys two things that align with each other. Two things that align in this topic: fear and anxiety. A lot of times we get anxious and anxiety starts to creep up on us, and fear is right behind it. And sometimes you may be scared or fearful at first, and then here comes anxiety. Fear and anxiety, they don't mix. It's like oil and water, right? We really don't go together. right? And so if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to ball up fear and throw it in the trash. You got to ball up your anxiety and you've got to throw it in the trash. You should never see fear or an obstacle as a red light. In fact, it is a green light to keep going. Let me tell you something. If you start feeling anxious about something, right? A business deal, right? A new idea, a new business, right? A new partnership, a collaboration, something, that means that you're pushing boundaries, right? That means that you're pushing up on a threshold, right? You're breaking barriers at this point, right? Pushing yourself to your fullest potential when you start to feel fear and anxiety. It is a mental state, right? Why? And I had to break this one down. And this is just personal for me. This has maybe not a proven strategy. I haven't really experimented this with other people, but I've experimented this with myself. A lot of times when I'm fearful and when that anxiety starts to creep up on me, I'm actually doing really well. And the reason that I start to feel anxious or fearful is because I am doing really well. And I'm thinking, what are the others thinking? Are they noticing that I'm doing well? Do they also think that I am doing well? See, we are seeking so much validation from others. And it's causing you to have anxiety. It's causing you to be fearful. It's causing you to hold your ideas. It's causing you not to chase your dreams. It's causing you to feel depression. It's causing you to sit in the house. It's causing you not to socialize. It's causing you not to network. It's causing you not to get connected, right? It's costing you your $1 million business. Fear is costing you your $1 million business. But fear is normal. And you have to teach yourself how to overcome fear. Well, practice makes perfect if it's an action, right? Like a sport or maybe a speaking like I am. I could practice speaking, right? But a lot of times in entrepreneurship, you really can't practice. So how do you overcome that fear in entrepreneurship? Because there is no practicing. Once you started, it started, right? There is no practicing. Overcome your fears in entrepreneurship by doing one simple thing. Shift your mindset, right? About fear. Don't think about fear as fear. It is completely natural to be anxious, to develop a great form of anxiety, sweaty palms, shaky hands, blank minds. It is completely normal. But shift your mindset. Shift the way that you think when fear approaches you. When fear creeps upon you, you have to know how to mentally crush fear. You have to know how to mentally deal with your fears, just a mental state. In most cases, fear actually is never the end. Fear is actually a new beginning, right? Like a snake sheds its skin quite often. Right? There's always a new beginning, right? So think about that as your fear. You're shedding, right? You're entering a new stage, right? Of your entrepreneurship or a new stage of your life or your partnership, right? So think about your fear as a learning curve. Think about fear as a learning opportunity. Don't say, I'm fearful. Say, I'm learning, right? Switch from I'm scared to I'm learning. Switch from I failed to I learned, right? Use fear as an exercise to learn, to grow, to prosper, to persevere, to push through. All these powerful words that all of you you're smiling back at me because these are power words, right? This is power. Overcome your fear with power, resilience. This is what entrepreneurship is about. It is not always gold, pearls, and diamonds. And if anyone is telling you that it is, again, they have lied to you. We said this is supposed to be the last one. Can we make production? Can we make this? Can we add this to like a free episode? I know we said it's supposed to be paid. Can we make this a free episode? Because this is something that I would like for everyone to understand and push through with me. Together we can. Together we will. They can stop one of us, but they can't stop all of us. So all of us can't be scared. Let me tell you, now more than ever, is when you want to be the strongest entrepreneur you can. Now more than ever. Let me tell you something. The jobs are not, that's not it anymore. I'm not sweating the 9 to 5s. Let me tell you something. I've had some 9 to 5s, right? 9 to 5s are some of them can be there to teach you. Some of them can be there to beat you, right? Use them also as a teaching lesson. Don't get comfortable in them. I'm telling you guys right now, the way this economy is going, the way the world is going, right? It is important now more than ever that you understand business and that you understand the process of overcoming your fears so that you can be successful. Every successful person has experienced a form of fear. Let me tell you something, and I'll close with this. Fear is a moment that is temporary, but the regret of never trying shall haunt you. Always try. I'm not saying that you won't fail. I'm saying try. I'm just saying try. Opportunities are endless when you try, but no one will ever know what could have, would have, or should have happened to your life, in your life, and for your life if you do not try. I want you all to stop and think about this. If there was one thing that you could try and you knew that you absolutely would not fail, what would it be? If the fear of failure was not upon you, what's one thing that you absolutely would try? It eats you up at night. You want to try it so bad, but you are so scared. Write down that one thing that you would try if you just knew that failure was not an option. I want to know. Comment down below and let me know, what are you trying? This is your $1 Million Masterclass, and I'm your instructor, Cameron E. White. Remember that I'm here to educate and motivate each one of you to your first $1 million.